Welcome back to Between Two Rigs. I am Jeremy Compton and this is Pat Salvo. Today's topic is an interesting one that we have been seeing going on now, playing out for feels like the last 18, 24 months. But really, we're really starting to see it come through probably in the last 30 days more than we have then. We're finally there. And, is M&A destroying the industry?
I mean, great question. Great question. I think we've touched on this on a couple other videos. That 7-year cycle, maybe it's a 5-year cycle, but I mean, what we're seeing right now is a totally different realm from what we've seen before on this M&A cycle.
Yeah, the process should be happening, and it's a healthy process, right? Small independent people go out, they put together acre positions, they do bolt-ons, they get production up, then they get the process working, they get the pipelines, the infrastructure, little things like that. Then that goes to a mid-cap where we combine 4 or 5 of those. Then that mid-cap goes to, and the people a lot of times will follow it through a mid-cap, and then when it goes into a major, rinse and repeat, right? It's healthy. Yeah. So we're in that process of a lot of the mid-caps going to a major company. The problem is the third part of that, the funding.
Yeah, the funding coming back and starting those
little
small ones again is hard to find right now. I mean,
it's not there.
Yeah, you got interest rates high where, you can go put some money to work with a low risk and decent returns. We're starting to see it's hard to get the money to put back into those small ones to go pick off those little pieces that were wrapped up in between those larger acquisitions to start the cycle over again.
Yeah, so we followed several companies through, grassroots all the way up to mid-size, and even some have been put into mid-cap size, and we still follow those operations and continue to manage that in the drilling, completion, geology side of it. And we're seeing a lot of those people starting to prep for the next, 6 months, 12 months, 18 months down the road once all these M&A acquisitions go through. And it's a tough conversation right now. Usually when something is moved, the money group or other money groups are coming in and saying, hey, when is your team coming back together? What does this look like? Where are we going to be? Hey, we're looking to move some money around.
Yeah.
Those are tough conversations that aren't being had at the table near as much as we've seen in the past in this cycle.
Yeah, and I think that they'll start happening, right? We're probably just going to see a little extended portion here.
We hope.
Extended portion in between where it starts getting attractive again to go put that money back to work. So, I think it'll happen. It's just going to be a little extended time at the moment.
Yeah, we're seeing movement on the natural gas side and the opposite of it, where acquisitions can be had on the lower end.
Right.
Just because of pricing and people needing to generate some cash flow that have incurred some debt already.
Right.
Oil is what it is. For some reason, if it has a 6 in front of it, everyone bells, and if it has a 7 in front of it, we're okay.
Yeah.
And the 70 still doesn't look good.
Yeah.
Pricing is we discussed that in the last few episodes. So it's not a lucrative environment to jump into when you have 8 and 9% interest rates hanging out over on the other side.
Right.
So it's interesting. We're wishing the best for everybody. It's the startups are just the backbone of this industry.
Yeah.
And a very healthy process. And let's face it, you can look at big presentations and you can do all this, but a lot of the smaller guys are very efficient and run very lean and do a very good job.
Right.
And I've been parts of groups that have gone back in and repurchased assets.
Oh, sure.
Again, that were sold because they were tough to manage and you needed a more personal aspect to make those things run. So hopefully some of that happens, but it's been a sticky one the last couple months. It's just not that cycle of, okay, we're going to go do a startup, let's go.
Right.
It's not that easy anymore.
Yeah. It's a tougher sell.
I hope it becomes that easy.
Yeah.
So, and it's we'll continue to watch because there are definitely a lot of large acquisitions hitting the papers right now.
Big ones. Bigger and bigger every day, it seems like.
And we know those displace people.
Yep.
So we hope there's a home for them.
That's right.
So until next time, we'll keep you posted on that one. That's a little bitter one to discuss, but we're seeing it in the conversations being had a lot on the upper levels of money and things of that nature. So best of luck to everybody, and hopefully the cycle starts over and just we don't have a fire sale and no small teams being put back together.
That's right.
So awesome. Till next time. Thank y'all.